But first, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has become one of the biggest lightning rods in all of politics. When he shows up somewhere to make a speech, he's often met by legions of fans and scores of protesters. But now a group of his critics, who happen to be elected officials, want to deny him the ability to speak altogether at an event in New York this weekend. Now, those of you who watch this show regularly know that I support more speech, not less. I support protests, but I oppose cancel culture. And that's what this sounds like to me. DeSantis is expected to appear this Sunday at a forum in New York hosted by the Jewish Leadership Council. He'll deliver a speech titled, quote, "The Florida Model and Why It's Good for Religious Americans." The event's being hosted by a conservative Jewish group. The governor is one of a number of high-profile conservative speakers slated to speak at the day-long event. Now, the address will take place in the New York City neighborhood of Chelsea. It's an area which has a large LGBTQ population. And DeSantis, of course, has come under heavy criticism in that community over the bill he recently signed called the Parental Rights in Education Bill, or to its critics known as the Don't Say Gay Bill. The legislation, among other things, prohibits classroom instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity in public school classes from kindergarten through the third grade. And so 3 LGBTQ New York lawmakers are calling on the venue, Chelsea Piers, which is a huge sports and events venue, to pull the plug on DeSantis' speech. New York State Senator Brad Hoylman is leading the effort to get the governor's address canceled. He told the New York Daily News, quote, "It's outrageous that Chelsea Piers would host an anti-LGBTQ politician like DeSantis in the middle of Pride Month, in the middle of the heart of Chelsea. To host a homophobic and transphobic public official in this neighborhood in the middle of Pride is insulting and hurtful to our community." Now, this event has actually already been moved from a different venue, which pulled out when they learned of the Florida governor's involvement. But come on, let's be honest here. This in the middle of Pride Month argument is silly. Is he arguing that DeSantis shouldn't be allowed to speak, but just in June, because it happens to be in Pride Month? Look, regardless of what you think of Governor DeSantis, why should venues be pressured to cancel a speaker like him? Why not protest rather than cancel? But here to tell me what I'm getting wrong is New York State Senator Brad Hoylman. He's the lawmaker behind the push, Democrat representing the 27th State Senate District. Senator, thank you so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so what am I getting wrong?
Good to see you, Dan. I usually see you in the neighborhood, but I now see you here. You know, what you're getting wrong, Dan, is this. This is a historic LGBTQ neighborhood. We are in the middle of Pride Month. This is a particular offense to my neighbors and constituents, including me and my family. Ron DeSantis is the most anti-LGBTQ politician in America, bar none. And to have him be provided a venue by Chelsea Piers, which is a community-supported private business, is offensive to me as an LGBTQ individual, as a parent of 2 kids, where he is telling Florida lawmakers that they cannot even teach LGBTQ history in the classrooms. So that is wrong, Dan, and we have to stand up to it.
Let me ask you this. So you mentioned it again, that this being Pride Month, et cetera. Okay for him to come next month?
I don't think it's okay for him to come to New York ever.
All right, fine. So let's stop.
But can we at least agree? Particularly offensive, Dan.
Okay,
no,
but let's at least
particularly
agree.
Offensive.
Let's at least agree that the whole Pride Month thing is just a political argument that you're making in an effort to get people more upset and more angry. Because you just said that you wouldn't support him being able to speak anywhere in your district, right? Fair?
Insult to injury. It's bad enough as it stands now, but to do it in the middle of Pride Month, to do it in Chelsea, the heart of the LGBTQ neighborhood, is particularly galling. For Chelsea Piers to give this anti-LGBTQ senator, governor, a platform to raise money and to go viral is offensive in and of itself.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to focus this not on the content of what DeSantis is saying, because I think you can get into the content of what different people say. Different people are offended by different people. But when we start getting into the business of saying, well, this person shouldn't be allowed to speak in my neighborhood, aren't we now, for example, in a high-profile Supreme Court case, aren't we now getting into the area of, well, said baker doesn't want to bake a cake for a homosexual couple, and the response is, well, that person should or shouldn't be able to do it. My position would be, I don't like the idea of someone, quote unquote, getting canceled. I don't like the idea. I like the idea of being able to protest. I don't like the idea of you telling Chelsea Piers and putting your political muscle behind it and saying, hey, guys, finger wagging as I'm doing, you better not allow someone that we don't like to speak. Isn't that dangerous stuff?
Chelsea Piers changed its logo this month, Dan, to a pride flag. Right. And they are hosting the most anti-LGBTQ elected official in the country.
So they're hypocrites.
And they should be called out. They are a private corporation. They are hypocrites, and they should be called out to do the right thing. They are not subject to the same laws as any public venue. They can make their decision based on public pressure.
Yes,
and
they
that's
can.
Exactly what we're saying.
Right. I'm not suggesting that it's a legal issue. I'm suggesting it's a practical and moral issue, and I think it is so dangerous for political leaders like yourself, with the kind of political influence you have, particularly in that area, to be able to, not be able to, but to use that influence to say, we don't like said speaker. I mean, again, are you nervous about that happening on the other side? If that were happening where someone you supported, an LGBTQ speaker, was going to go speak in somewhere in Florida, and Governor DeSantis came out and said, this place better not or ought not to allow this speaker to come because I don't like what that speaker has to say. Isn't that dangerous?
No, what's dangerous is not calling it out when it happens. What's dangerous is not calling out racism or anti-Semitism when and where you see it. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. And you know what? It's called good corporate citizenship. Over 150 companies have stood up to Governor DeSantis and his anti-LGBTQ don't say gay law in Florida. We're asking Chelsea Piers to do the same thing. No. Just as American Airlines did, just as Disney did,
no, this
and
would
just
be
as
like
148 other companies did.
This would be this would be like American Airlines saying, we don't want him to fly on our planes. That's what you're saying. We don't want him speaking at all.
No.
And to me, speech is not so scary. Speech is not so dangerous.
This would be like American Airlines not to emblazon one of their airlines with "Don't Say Gay." This is a high-profile public event, and Chelsea Piers, in the heart of my community, just blocks away from the birthplace of the LGBTQ human rights movement. Chelsea Piers knows better, and they need to cancel this event. Dan.
Wait, you said that it's just blocks away, and you're talking about the Stonewall Inn. It's true. I do live in that neighborhood. Chelsea Piers is nowhere near the Stonewall Inn. That is a typical.
Sure it is,
oh, come on! It's over a mile away. That's like nonsense. Oh, it's right. It's right around the corner.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
We measured it. 24 blocks.
Chelsea is the heart of our community, which includes Greenwich Village.
Yeah. No.
Chelsea,
Don't try.
Hell's Kitchen.
I happen to live in this neighborhood. Deal. The Stonewall Inn is more than a mile away from Chelsea Piers. You're using this political art right around the corner from the heart of the. Come on, come on, play it straight here.
On. Why are you trying to diminish the argument?
Because
that this is important to my community.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
What is your agenda?
I will tell you. I'll tell you exactly what my agenda is. My agenda is purely pro-speech. That I am protests. I am pro you taking a position against DeSantis. I'm not challenging you. I haven't challenged you.
Go to the town square.
I haven't challenged you. I haven't challenged you a single time on any content.
In Central Park, let him. But you know what? This is a private company, Dan, and a company like Chelsea Piers needs to act responsibly. They use their logo at the same time that they are trying to provide a venue for an anti-LGBTQ politician. That needs to be called out. It's not acceptable that they're promoting Ron DeSantis at the expense of LGBTQ New Yorkers. Unacceptable.
Here's what I know. I know that the position you're taking is going to be very popular where you live, and I think that you're going to get a lot of support for it. And I'm expressing more sort of broad, principled arguments about speech than I am about the specific contents and the issue at hand. But I appreciate your perspective, and I appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much for your time.
Good to see you. It's about corporate citizenship and doing the right thing, and I'll see you in the neighborhood.
You get the final word. Coming up, in the wake Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.